Welcome to Compai's Expat channel. I'm Compai. I am Sasua's voice of reason. Guys, you want to be an expat. This is the second video in the steps to be a successful expat. Choosing the right country. But if you're coming to the Dominican Republic, choose Casad Kai for your next vacation rental. There's a lot of places to rent in Sasua. If you're looking for peaceful, affordable, and tranquil, look at Casad Kai, Sasua's hidden gem. When you're ready to reserve at Casad Kai, my contact information is in the description down below. Guys, thank you for watching my commercial. That is my business, Casad Kai. My contact information will be in the description down below. Guys, also, most people are not subscribed to my channel who watch. Please subscribe, hit the like button, give me a share, and keep leaving the awesome comments, guys. So, you want to become an expat, you're unsure of the process to do it. Well, step one's been done already. We talked about getting your financing in shape. The next thing is you got to pick the country. And more than likely, you've already been going over this in your mind. You probably have narrowed it down to one or two places. So let's narrow that down even more. What I would like to see everybody do is stay current on the visa regulations for the countries you want to go in. What am I talking about? Well, Costa Rica just changed theirs. They're making it harder for the extended tourist to make border runs to extend their 90-day tourist visa. They're making it very hard. Thailand, they're making it hard as well. Now they're requiring for your visas a certain amount of income. You have to prove that. They're also making it harder for you guys to get bank accounts over there. So they're changing their visa requirements. The Dominican Republic hasn't changed anything yet, to my knowledge. Thank God. What I like about the DR is if you overstay your visa, you pay a fine when you leave. That's it. It's just a fine. And a little tidbit of information about that fine. Whatever you do, do not throw that receipt away when you pay your overstay fee. I suggest when you get back home, you staple it to the page in your passport that has your exit stamp. Because a couple guys who came to Casad Kai are like, yo, John, you won't believe what happened in the airport. They said I never paid my overstay fee when I left. And I'm like, well, then how did you get out of the airport? It doesn't make sense. And they're like, no, I paid it, but they said it wasn't in the system, so I had to pay it again. Well, the problem was the guy put it in his pocket and never recorded it in the system. Now everything is linked to your passport. So guys, keep it. That's all I'm saying. But down here in the Dominican Republic, you pay your fine, boom, and you're in and out. They haven't changed anything yet. My gut feeling, with all the deportations that are happening in our country, there's going to be a little bit of pushback. Just my 2 cents. I cannot guarantee it. Just a little bit of experience talking. So guys, if you're thinking about becoming that expat, make sure you're in a country where you can do it, because they're changing their policies and procedure. The other thing most people don't think about is banking. How hard is it to get a bank account where you're at? Because you don't want to be sending money to yourself, Western Union, or pulling money out of credit cards. The fees might just not make it worthwhile, because I know some of the fees can get very expensive. I don't have to do that, thank God. I got bank accounts here, but I know I get asked that question all the time. Which bank has the cheapest fees? How do you open up a bank account here? So think about banking and being able to move money from your American account to the country you are living in. So let's talk about the actual country and what I suggest you guys do. One of the things that I suggest, if you can do this while you're still working, take a month off of work and pick the first country on your list. And I want you to go there. And I want you to go there in the off season. So if we're talking the Dominican Republic and you're coming to Sasua, Do not come here January, February, March for a month. Come down here June, July, or August. And people are going to be like, well, that's the worst time of year to come down here, John. It's the hottest, it's this, it's that. Exactly. Because if you're going to be that expat who's living down here the whole year, you're going to be living here in the slow season. And if you can live down here in the slow season and be entertained, not get bored, you got it licked. If you can handle the heat, if you don't need live music every night, if you have a routine, I personally love the low season. Less traffic, less lines in the bank, supermarket, not as many people. Not as many people in the bars. I personally like it. I'm busy at work with Casad Kai. I still run a pretty decent occupancy rate, thank God, and thank you to everybody who rents. But when you're an expat, you're living off of your retirement that you worked for all them years, it's going to get slower for you because there's not going to be as much to do around town. There's not going to be as many people in the bar, so there's not going to be live music. So there's going to be less entertainment for you. So if you can be entertained on your own and being comfortable having a slower life, then you can really appreciate being an expat. And that's what I love. I love having so much free time that I go, you know what, I'm pretty bored. Let me do a YouTube channel to promote my business and basically give me something else to do because I was getting bored. So you want to come down during the low season, and I suggest if you can do that in one or more countries that are on your list, do it because you want to get that comparison. Once you get the country locked down, this is what else I suggest you do. I suggest you do what I said about the country, you do it in the country. Maybe you want to do a month in Sosua. Well, then maybe you need to do a month in Puerto Plata or Boca Chica or Constanza. You know, the island's so big, there's a lot of places to live. Spend time in each one of those places and see what part of the country you like the best. I haven't seen as much of the island as I wish I have. I'm stuck here on the North Coast because of my business and my 3 dogs, to be perfectly honest. And I'm happy doing that. I know where I want to be. I'm doing what I do where I want to do it. And I consider myself very fortunate and lucky to do that. But if you can afford to go around the country and go shopping for the city you want to live in, guys, that's invaluable. Let's say you can't do that. Here's another good advice for you. If you got to retire, you retired, you know you're going to be an expat. Let's say you sold your house, you're ready to go. Live out of a backpack, a real big backpack, right? If it doesn't fit in the backpack, you don't need it. And what you do is you spend 3 months in the Caribbean, 3 months in Colombia, 3 months in the Philippines, 3 months in Thailand. At the end of the year, you go back home if you haven't sold everything at this point in time, and you make a determination, where do I want to live? Then you know the way to help pick your country, and then you just narrow it down from there. I know clients who do exactly that. That's not original to me, the backpack. I had a client, I go, holy shit, that's the biggest backpack I've ever seen. He goes, yeah, if it doesn't fit in the backpack, John, I don't need it. And he goes, I'm here for 3 months. And that's exactly what he did. He would just go 3 months, every different country. And I think that is brilliant because then everything's fresh. Just when things start getting really mundane and routine, boom, he moves on and he can get his banking. He had his banking all set up. He had his health insurance all set up. Why not? Guys, you worked hard to be in this position you're in. Take advantage of it. You know, as Americans, especially me, we have that image of you own that house, you work until you retire, then you retire at a certain age. You know, we're all focused on big material things. And being able to say, you know what, I'm done with it. I'm moving overseas. I'm selling everything. less is more, because the more you have, the more you got to babysit. So, and being able just to pick up and go every 3 months to another country, that's exciting if you're into traveling. I'm a homebody, so for me that's not big on my list, but it'll set you up to pick the country you really, really want to live in. So step 2 is all about making an educated decision on the country you want to live in. Make sure you can stay there legally. Make sure you can get money in and out of the country. Make sure you like the town you're living in. And make sure you can easily pick up and go as well. So guys, that's just my step 2. I hope some people got some tips out of it. Again, please hit the like button. How about subscribing to my channel? I would really appreciate that. And guys, always remember, keep personal private and private personal. Peace out.